They went to a shop in town, and the shop told them that before they could align the car, they needed $3,000 worth of work. And so they went, hold up, and called us and wanted us to look it over. So we're going to look it over head and tail, and we'll just see what we find. And then I told them that there might be a chance that ours will be more, but we'll see.
They wanted a second opinion because a big chain shop told them that their car needed $3,000 worth of work before they
Not trustworthy. All right, we're gonna check the motor mounts first.
Oh!
I had a feeling when I pulled in.
Other way? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
bud?
yeah, bud.
Oh, I hear something flexing. What is that?
Okay, the rear one for sure. Oh, the front one's fucked. Yeah, all four.
All four.
Yep.
All right. So we want to give a shout out to Raven Gloves because they care about all of us.
Yeah. They're rated for fentanyl exposure, Tom. We got a lot of that rolling around the shop, so we gotta be sure.
Gotta be careful.
That's the first sign that they don't change the oil very often. Anytime you got a clear line of sight down into the valve cover and you can see that there's dark brown stuff caked onto the internals of the cylinder head, it probably means they ran really crappy oil its whole life, or they don't change it very often. It is dark.
It is dark, but
It's full.
yeah, it's at least 3/4 of the way towards the max from the min, which is more than fine. You don't actually have to be 100% at the max to be safe. Yeah, a brake fluid flush wouldn't hurt. Any kind of moisture in there will turn it green, and then if you can't see with light through it, it's bad. It's supposed to look kind of like apple juice. That's the best way I can describe it. If you ever go to a mechanic shop and they essentially use scare tactics to get you to purchase something, I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah, like when Discount Tire tells you that your brakes are gonna fail if you don't replace your tires.
Yeah, something like that. Or like, so this person said that they went there and they were like, they said that the serpentine belt was bad. And your serpentine belt's gonna go bad in the next 6 months. Like, how the fuck do you know? I've seen some belts that shouldn't be working and they've been on there for years that way. The easiest thing is just to tell them, hey, your belt's cracking, it could break. What happens if it breaks? You overheat, you lose power, things happen. That's what we do
Engine
here.
go boom. Car brake.
Car brake, please fix. That's all right. So it was motor mounts, the belt, the brake fluid. What else was from top?
I know they said mostly focus on suspension, but
Well, yeah, that's what they were quoted for. So tie rods feel good on this side?
yeah, it feels tight.
Is that inner?
No, that is the compliance arm bushing.
Oh,
You wanna look?
I just
Show them.
noticed it.
Show the people.
So this is your compliance arm or your lower control arm. And then you can see it moving. Oh wow, you can actually see. So I don't know if, let me see. Let me see if we can get.
It's all blown out, dude.
You can see the arm moving.
Yeah, that's all I need to see.
The bushing is actually sticking out. You can actually see it. It's next to the frame back there.
How is
Yeah.
this side roach, but the other side's?
I
Man,
don't
we should
know.
probably
It's
look
dry
at it.
under
It's
here, too.
Probably torn. All four shocks. Yeah, all four of them are actually blown.
All four of them are actually leaking.
Yeah.
This has 117,000 miles on it. Good job, Chevy.
How's this bushing?
Very dry rotted, but not blown out like, or is it? No, it's torn. It's torn.
Oh,
Yeah, so on a control arm, if you can freely move it with your fingers, It's not holding a 3,000-pound car.
There's that mount. Can we? Oh!
There's no bolt in it. Well,
I guess I can try to find a bolt.
I guess we can take off one of the mounts because. Oh yeah, this tranny one is bad.
Well, I saw all the other ones.
I know, but technically that one's not bad.
Yeah,
it's just
I don't
not
want to put
bolted.
a bolt in that until we fix the lift. So, because we're gonna have to put the screw jack under that.
I know.
And then the whole thing's gonna get wonky. And
Well, we also have to try to find the right thread.
Ooh.
Of course. Oh. The radiator's, it's being held up with a bungee cord? What's being held up with a bungee cord? Oh, it's wrapped around the AC line. That's interesting.
But why?
Okay, bungee cord around the radiator is a red flag. I'm guessing someone replaced this or tried to replace this and never took the bungee cord off.
Oh, this control arm is blown.
Bushings for the tag axle aren't great, but I don't think they need them.
Yeah, but the tag axle is the perfect rear suspension design, so
Oh.
there's nothing to go bad.
Well, except
Spring isolator,
Yeah.
fucking the damper bushing thingy, or the
it's spring isolated.
sound,
It's not the
they
end of the
don't-
world, but
so don't go clunky, clunky, clunk.
I'm sure a lot of things go clunky on this.
Well, mostly just the shocks.
And the mounts, the one that's not bolted in.
Yeah.
I will say though, with how everything is here, we'll show you the estimate, but I don't know if it's going to be $3,000. I don't know what they wrote. Yeah, I don't know what they.
Probably two max, depending on the cost.
Did they
of the
write
shock.
like the rack and stuff on it? Like I don't.
I don't see anything else bad except for the shocks, honestly. These outer tie rod, the little boots are dry and they're cracked, but they're not.
They're not moving, so.
No.
Yeah. Also, with tie rods or ball joints, if the boot is torn, all that means is that dirt can get to it, and eventually it will probably go bad. It doesn't mean that it has to be replaced right now. It's if it's moving. If it doesn't move, then you could put a new boot on it if you can find one. It has a ridge from either a pad slap or they just have never been done. So we got the drum off to look at it, and you see that line there? So it can be caught by the screwdriver, which means it's a decent gouge. And honestly, all of these are decent gouges. You see the lines across everything. So what this tells me is that this drum was run metal to metal at one point, and they didn't replace it. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see on the camera too well, but right here, so there's a ridge, right? And that also catches the screwdriver. That ridge goes into the groove on the drum. So yeah, they literally just put new shoes on and didn't change out that, which with shoes around 1 millimeter is where you recommend it. This is probably 2 millimeters, and it's got kind of a poor adjustment with how they're wearing. But I'm gonna let them know, and I'll give them a price on it, but it's not something that has to be done now. They work. It's just that the next time, everything needs to be done because that's what should have been done the first time. So I'm gonna put the donut over here just to hopefully help out the transmission as well, because you guys probably couldn't see, but the donut is probably at least 2 inches in diameter smaller than the wheels. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that off and then we'll set it on top of the wheel and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is not good for a transmission because the passenger side had a wheel this big. The driver's side has a wheel that big, which means the two axles are spinning at different rates. So we're definitely, we're already going to recommend a transmission fluid flush, but this will add some extra wear that shouldn't be there. All right, so I got the quote written up. We're gonna go look at it and then I'll let you know what they decide after we've talked to them. So we have the estimate built. Actually, I invited them to come down so that I could show them the stuff on the car and why I think we need them. But engine mounts, as you saw, we definitely need those. So in order to do the 3 engine mounts that are bad and find and install the little bolt that we did is $806.09. The brakes, which isn't actually necessary, I just wanted to give them this little thing to know, is $511.41. The suspension, which would affect their alignment, or need to be done before a proper alignment, is $1419.27, which is half or less than half of what they were quoted for before they got an alignment. And then fluids and the drive belt on here are also just kind of our recommendations based on what we saw. Engine oil obviously looked, burnt and could use some good Enyos in there. The transmission fluid, like I said, with that donut being on one side, it's not great. And then we also don't know if it's ever been done. Doesn't look like it. And the drive belt is cracking, a serpentine belt. So cracking drive belt can break and you will overheat. Also, AC won't work. Cigarette lighter will stop really working. Headlights might dim. I don't know. Not the end of the world, except for the overheating part. But yeah, all that in there, it comes to $3265.34, which I think they're getting a much better bang for their buck than just an alignment. So we'll see what they say. Well, the owner is holding off on doing any of the repairs simply because they're deciding whether or not to put money into the car or sell it.